Reading I-Ching. Decrease. Change of lines. The first line is Yang. The power of Yang initiates a new task, and it explores new directions and pushes us to advance further. On the contrary, the power of Yin prepares a foundation, and it completes the tasks that have been started before. In order to achieve an appropriate harmony between these two powers, the power of Yang should be contained to what it can do best, and do not cross the boundary too much. Once the power of Yang conceived and designed a new task, and probably pushed it to propel forward, it might be better to leave the rest of the steps in the hands of the right person, instead of intervening consistently. It is important to make good use of your own characteristics. However, it is also important to know your limitations and let others to do their work. The second line is also Yang. It was already mentioned that Yang should entrust the rest of the task to appropriate counterparts. Then what would be the reason that another Yang is needed? The responsibility of Yang does not end with the initiation of a new task. Deciding and guiding the direction of the work is also the role of Yang. While the power of Yin develops the task based on the plan, Yang should make sure that Yin does not get pushed over by external forces and changes of situations. Overcoming a difficult problem is recognized by many people, but preventing the root of the problem is much more difficult and still unappreciated. However, we should understand that it is absolutely crucial to prevent problems in advance, so that we can lead the power of Yin through smooth path. The last line of the lower trigram becomes Yin. The two lines of Yang played important roles in initiating a task, but they did not come into the spotlight. Nevertheless, letting them to intervene with every little aspect of the situation will spoil the work, and you may be blamed for their faults. Sometimes it is better to be lacking than to be excessive. If you try to bite more than you can chew, you cannot help but spitting out some part of it, but if you fall a little bit short, other people will fill the rest. Now let's go up a level. The fourth line, which is at the foot of a mountain, is Yin. A new beginning is always frightening and worrisome. However, you may be relieved of some of the stress if the power of Yang at the bottom helps you. You cannot do everything by yourself alone. Sometimes you need to accept the helping hands willingly. Of course, such opportunity is not always available, and so you need to be nimble in order to catch the chances. The fifth line is also Yin. It is at the center position where you can advance the work at a full scale. Note that you are not alone in this situation. You are getting a lot of help from the line of Yang, which is located at the center of the lower trigram, and so you do not need to worry too much about diverging from the problem and getting lost. However, and therefore, you need to remember that the fact that you could push your way through the well-paved road is not because of your own ability alone, and you should not become conceited about the achievement. You always need to keep a modest attitude, appreciate everyone who supports you in the shadow, and listen to their voices carefully. The final line is Yang. Until now, the lines of upper trigram were getting help from the counterpart in the lower one. Don't you think that now is the time for the upper trigram to return the favor? The harmony cannot be completed when one member sacrifices for another one-sidedly. Of course, one person may sacrifice for another, the present for the future, and an individual for the whole. However, before enjoying what has been gained through such sacrifices, you must make sure that they are properly rewarded, either by compensating for the loss, investing for a better future, or sharing the profits for the well-being of individual members.